Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Birdwatch cast. I am standing in for Techno. This is your boy Lithium Battery. Unfortunately, Techno was called away to save an orphanage that he totally didn't set on fire himself. Joining me today is our computer man, Frosty,
Oh, hello.
Jude,
Probably.
Mustard Sauce,
Oh, okay. Wow, Mike didn't pick that up. Hi, guys.
yeah, you weren't asleep, I promise.
No,
Phantom,
no, nope, nope.
Hello.
and Specs.
Hello.
All right, as usual, we're going to kick things off by talking about the video games that we have been playing recently. Frosty, what have you been playing recently?
Uh, so for the most part, I've been just playing the usual, TF2. But thanks to a certain someone who will remain unnamed in this voice chat, I have started playing Black Mesa,
Ooh.
which I've been
Whoa.
super hyped about, and it's been really fun so far. It's complete fan-made recreation of Half-Life One,
Mm-hmm.
and they did such a good job recreating and updating the atmosphere. Honestly, it's like it's reinvigorated my love for the series all over again. The way the game just feels to traverse and the way it feeds you the story slowly without ever actually showing any cutscenes and stuff is just it's so perfect, and you can really see how Half-Life sort of shaped the gaming industry. It's amazing.
Yeah, I've always wanted to get into Half-Life, but now that Black Mesa is out, I really am having a tough time choosing between starting with either that or the original.
Yeah, it's really hard because you have to choose between the feel of the gameplay and the feel of the world, and you've
Mm.
got to sort of go with one. And I can't really say honestly which one would be better for someone starting out because I'm kind of a cheater when it comes to being a Half-Life fan. Because I
Mm.
started with despite me owning all Half-Life games, I started with Half-Life 2 just
Mm.
because
You
it had been the
heretic.
game. It had been the
Heretic.
game that everyone had always told me was super good and I needed to play,
Right.
and it
As
installed for some reason it installed faster than Half-Life 1, so I ended up playing it first. And to this day, I think it's still probably my favorite game of all time. But
as
so it's
someone
hard
who
for me. It's
never,
hard for me to say which one should come first.
All
as
right.
someone who did also recently get into Half-Life, I played through the Half-Life games before Alex.
Mm.
To kind of see what it was like. I got them all
I still
for they send them out for super cheap.
they're so
Uh,
cheap during
Yeah.
sales.
They're so cheap. I played through the first game. It holds up incredibly well for its age. Like,
It
if you've
really
played a
does.
source game, like it's basically that. I mean, the
Mm.
graphics, they're not
Well, it's not
like
the
they're
best
not the
part is it's
best.
not even a source game.
Well, okay,
It's gold source. So,
yeah,
but
but
it feels
you know
just
what I'm
like
talking
what
about.
they got from source, but like classic, like retro.
It
Mm.
does it controls very well
So
for its
smooth, so
age.
smooth.
It is quite an enjoyable experience. There are a few kinks in some places, but like honestly, not enough
Inescapable.
for it to
And
not enough
you're
for it.
talking about Vanilla Half-Life 1, right?
Vanilla Half-Life 1. I
Okay.
played through Vanilla Half-Life 1 and then the Half-Life 2 games, the base game, then episode 1, episode 2.
Mm.
Yeah, I there's no issue with starting from the first one.
Okay.
I've never played Black Mesa, so I don't really have any
Black
opinion on
Mesa,
that.
yeah, it's really good. It definitely feels different at points, especially the atmosphere does feel different.
Mm.
But when comparing it to the second game and sort of looking back retrospectively at the series, I feel like it's more what they were going for in the initial game, but weren't actually able to do at the time because what this was like the 1990s.
Mm.
The computers really couldn't do very much back then, and the fact that the game still holds up is a testament to how well it was built.
Do you
I
think
feel
if
like
you
if you're gonna
Mm.
go through all of them, like if you're gonna play, Half-Life
It
1 and then Half-Life 2,
it
I
might be
recommend
worth it to
you start
start
with
with the
the
first
original.
one and then end with
Yeah.
Black Mesa, honestly.
Yeah. You play through
Okay,
the vanilla games, and then at the end, then you play through Black Mesa.
that
And
makes sense.
You
I
know,
think I might just do that. Mm.
when it comes to playing through the original games, I almost always think it's better to start with the original
Mm.
rather than the remake, as long as the original is still playable. Not
Yeah.
like the original
Yeah.
Metroid.
Yeah, not the original Metroid. God no.
I
E.
wonder how many Metal Gear Solid fans have played the original Metal Gear
Metal Gear.
Solid game on the Metal Gear. Yeah, you're right. Metal
No,
Gear
no, no,
game
no, no,
on
no.
the
Yeah, yeah,
oh,
yeah. Like,
True.
What was it?
nobody plays the first 2 Metal Gears. Everyone always starts with Solid. I'm guilty
You
of this
know,
as well.
I didn't
you know
even
what
heard
I'm
they're
gonna do?
good,
I started
but no
with
one played
5.
No one's played them. I started with 5 too, honestly,
I'm-
and
I'm not-
I loved
I
it
still
so much I went to 1.
Yeah, I still honestly haven't played the others. I've been kind of interested, but I haven't even really finished 5 because I'm gonna be real. Halfway through 5, when there's that change halfway through,
Yeah.
it just killed it. For me.
It kills it.
killed the
Yep.
game.
Yep.
When I play them,
Not gonna
I
lie,
plan
same here.
to
Mhm.
I plan to be that one guy who starts with the first Metal Gear, especially now that it came out on Gold.
5 is a
Good luck.
what is it called again?
That was
Which one's 5?
Ground Zeroes and Phantom
Oh,
Pain.
Ground Zeroes is like
Ground
a demo.
Zeroes is
I only used it to get
It's basically the opening mission, more or less. It's the beginning of it all.
So
Well, you
that's
have
the
to
one when
pay
you're in the
for the
hospital, yeah?
The hospital is the start of Phantom Pain. Ground Zeroes is you're infiltrating this camp, and yeah, it's
Oh.
the mission
Ground Zeroes
beforehand.
is
That's what
prologue.
leads
Zeroes
to the
is a
hospital.
It's like
It's more or less a
demo
yeah, like a
that
first level
costs the
demo.
same price as the full game.
Let's
I
go.
don't know why it's the same price as
I don't know. I bought
No,
I bought them on
it
sale
used to be like
where
that.
Buying both of them together with some DLC was the price of just normal Phantom Pain.
Mhm.
So I just wait until the whole like thing goes on sale, because otherwise it's kind
Yeah.
of not worth it to buy. Honestly,
I feel that too. All right, Jude, what about you? What have you been playing recently?
I got 2 things to kind of cover. I
Mhm.
recently finally beat Super Mario RPG after longer than I'd like to admit.
Yes.
But I
RPGs are long.
really loved it. I only had one problem with like the entire game.
Mhm.
And I just didn't like that end game boss rush. It wasn't awful. It was just kind of tedious and it felt like a never-ending amount of
Yep.
battles.
Yep. I
Yeah, that's
agree.
awful.
Endgame boss rushes are always like I can't think of an endgame boss rush that I have enjoyed that I've ever played. I don't want to say they're always all bad, but like I've never enjoyed them. They're just padding out the end.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't awful because a lot of them were pretty easy to kill, but it didn't help for the fact that like I died a couple times.
So you had to do the whole thing over. Ugh.
Yeah, it's just,
actually,
there was
wait. I
balance in
can
aspects.
think of Shovel Knight. I kind of liked the Shovel Knight boss rush. I'm gonna be real. That one
Well,
was
that's
kind of
it.
that one was fun. That one worked well.
That was the one on
think
like the
it's,
dining table, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they kind of. I mean, Mega Man is super inspired. Woo! Shovel Knight is very inspired from off
Shovel
of
Knight created
Man.
Mega Man.
Right.
True.
Yeah, it's guys, just shoot. I mean, I see why they do why boss rushes is such a it's something that a lot of people want to do because you don't have to make any new assets, you don't have to make a new boss, and it's kind of like, oh, you test to see if what you've learned through the game, you're applying all of the skills that you've learned. But I
I
mean,
don't think it's
you're-
implemented.
you're not
well.
learning anything
Yeah.
new.
I mean,
I would
that,
like
then again,
to-
that's what like the final level's for.
That's
That's like,
exactly what
most
it's
level-
for. Yeah.
That's
I
what
mean,
they
I
do.
know, but true. It's like a lazy. Oh, okay, maybe not lazy. It's like a cop out for like having
No, it is
a
kinda
new
lazy,
boss
but-
Mm.
to test all that skills. It's just it's the old tests. It's like it's
Yeah.
like the
Yeah.
pre-test at the start of school. Like you take that test and then you just take it again.
Really, I think a boss rush should exist not for gameplay, but for story. I think if you're gonna have one, it should service the story as this sort of maybe like a final moment where you need to beat all of these guys to get to the boss. But honestly, it shouldn't be like. I feel like too often games do it for gameplay reasons rather
Yeah.
than doing it for an actual story reason. Because I think it could work really well if you're doing it for the story.
There's that. I feel
Yeah.
like you should at least like add like maybe some like make it different. Don't make it the same boss battle because then it just feels like you're wasting time because you're not doing anything new.
Mhm.
It feels like just like make it maybe a bit harder, have some different patterns, new moves, anything like that to spice it up.
I agree. Mm. And what was the other game?
Oh, well, I was gonna finish one last thing
Oh,
that
go ahead.
related to the boss pushing thing.
Mhm.
Sorry
It was,
about that.
it was definitely story related in some ways because of like the army and stuff.
Mhm.
But a lot of the enemies were just redone enemies, but toned down from like previous boss fights, so just easier versions of them.
Mhm.
There was, if I recall, besides like the final boss himself, there's like 4 original bosses in that ending zone,
Mhm.
and you have to fight like 10 at that point.
Yeah. It's
so
a
that was
little
kind
nutty.
of annoying.
Yeah.
But the original bosses were fun. There was some fun mechanics and stuff.
Mhm.
One of them looked like Shovel Knight, funnily enough. But the other game was Tales of Vesperia, which I talked about a while ago, because I'm back on it now that I beat it. I'm really enjoying it. I'm about 1/4 of the way into the game.
All right.
I think like 12 hours in.
Nice.
And it's really great. I'm starting to I think I'm understanding what the theme of this game is. Won't say for spoiler reasons, but I'm really liking what this game is leading up to be right now. I'm very excited to beat this game eventually.
All right.
Very pogger.
I'm very excited to get into Tales myself. I'm looking forward to when I finally get around to Symphonia towards the end of the year.
I think you'll love it.
I think I will too, honestly. All right, Mustard, how about you?
This is a shame to admit, but I've been playing Dead by Daylight.
Oh no!
I know.
Skip him! Skip him!
Skip me. There's nothing important. I play Dead by Daylight. That's all you need to know. You know the kind of person I am. I've been playing Killer too. It's
You were an abomination.
Is it?
I don't
How are you doing? How's your killing going?
surprisingly well. It's kind of worrying. I'm doing very well. I'm already 4 ranks ahead of my survivor rank, and I've only been doing it for a week. Something's wrong.
I bet you eat bread without crust, you freak.
How did you know?
God.
Get to the hook.
No. It is a fun game. I feel like it's honestly a testament to Dead by Daylight's design for how well it has kept in the public eye, as it's one of those games that everyone has a love-hate relationship with.
Yeah.
But it's a genuinely good game. It has a lot of lasting power, and I don't play a lot of multiplayer games. I besides ones with friends, I kind of just stick away with them.
Yeah,
and
I'm the same way.
With them, so I don't have an attachment to them. But Dead by Daylight, I don't know. It's unique. It's like a horror game, but not a horror game at the same time. The perk system is surprisingly in-depth, complex, opens up pathways to so many different play styles, and then with the killers, all their different powers and add-ons, and the constant stream of DLC, and you get all these cool characters like Michael Myers and not Freddy, and then
Not Freddy, yeah, no.
It's honestly great. I will continue to hate myself for the foreseeable future, and
I will play the game once they add Xenomorph.
Honestly, it would be cool.
Honestly, I'm excited for it.
I'll play the game when they add the monkey.
Imagine an Nostromo stage. I would kill for an Nostromo stage.
I would too.
I will play the game when they add G-Man. He's deserved. He will be the ultimate killer.
I'm glad none of you. I'm glad none of you said Springtrap. Thank fucking God.
I was thinking it, but I didn't want to go for low-hanging fruit.
Don't say it.
Thank you.
Be that guy.
I'm glad you didn't say it. Thank you for not saying it.
I've been playing a little bit of more.
A lot of the themes, a lot of the custom Springtrap themes they put up on YouTube are surprisingly good.
They are surprisingly good, but everything else about it isn't.
It's never gonna. I hope I'm not wrong in this when I say it's never gonna happen. Because
it's not.
It's not.
It's not gonna happen. But I've been proven wrong before.
I mean, even if Scott did want to add a character, it'd be like Freddy.
Yeah, probably.
Bro, Nightmare?
No.
Nightmare would be fucking.
Purple guy?
That'd be way scarier though.
I mean, Nightmare's.
The man behind the
he's not scary. He's just way too scary looking to be scary. He's trying too hard.
All right, that's fair enough.
I don't know. I don't see it. Springtrap's never been scary. Springtrap is part of the least scary FNAF game.
Because it's boring.
Like all of
them? The second one was good. Third one was boring. Boring as hell.
Yeah.
Why was I kicked? Why was I kicked?
You were kicked? I'm sorry.
Wait, he was kicked?
I was kicked, Jude. It was you. It was you.
It literally says Phantom. It says Phantom in the audit logs, not me.
Phantom?
It does say Phantom in the audit logs, yeah.
Oh my God.
You Phantom, I thought we were friends.
We're trying to be professional here. Come on, fellas.
Are we leaving this part in?
You did say they were.
Probably not, no.
Okay.
Alright, fair enough.
Alright, let's start with what Phantom has been playing.
I might as well make that awkward transition to this.
Don't say FNAF.
Yeah, what have you been playing, wise guy?
So, Phantom, what have you been playing recently?
What?
Me too.
Phantom?
Phantom.
I had 3 games in mind to beat since last episode, but my poor time management only let me beat one, which is Metopia.
Go.
Hey, you beat one.
Oh.
Yeah, at least I beat something.
Mm-hmm.
It is a decent game. It's fun, and I like the humor of this and Tomodachi Life.
Love Metopia.
You don't have much to expect from either of them. They're just what you would.
Mm-hmm.
The combat is basic, so is the story. When the game gets more difficult, all you have to do is tinker with the combat options.
Mm-hmm.
What's most likely to draw you in is choosing the Miis from the predetermined cast, because you can have like Obama as the king, and for the Dark Lord you can have
Joe
don't know.
Biden.
Yeah, Joe Biden.
Joe Biden.
And from your party you can have friends, you can have anything. I think you get the idea.
Yeah. I
That's
want to
the
get
charm
into
of the
it.
game, but naturally that only goes so far.
Yeah.
I
But I think
Because,
personally loved Tomodachi Life. It was
Yeah,
I think it's
fun.
charming enough.
I'm doing a Tomodachi Life playthrough right now, and I just love games like that. You just interact with people you made. You know, play God for a bit.
They can
Man,
be
I want
fun.
a new Tomodachi Life game, but it's not happening.
It's
I just
not.
want one though. It'd
The
be
main
cool,
problem-
more options.
Street Pass coming back. That's what I want to know.
Never.
Tragic.
Never.
No.
No one
I
wants it
loved
back
Street-
besides
I
you.
loved Street Pass.
I can't.
Street
believe
Pass
the
was a
Switch
waste of
had-
time.
I can't
Am
believe
I the
the
only
Switch
dude
lost the
that
best
actually
feature of
bought-
the 3DS.
I
I
know.
bought the Street Pass games. I
Why?
legitimate. I did. They were fun.
Oh.
All right. There's nothing cooler than you're on a road trip, right, and you're just playing your DS.
Play
and
the
then,
games you bought for money. Like,
and-
don't
and
buy
then-
Street
no,
Pass game.
Shut up. And then at the end of your road trip, you see like all the 10 people you passed on like the interstate, which is like really cool. And then the games have Street Pass features too.
Oh, look at these people that also
I-
spend
I'm-
money
I'm
on
gonna-
Street Pass games.
I'm gonna be real.
What do you mean?
Damn,
Everyone
dude.
has Street Pass.
I was tempted to buy some of them because some of them do legitimately look so fun. Or
They're
I never
really
bothered to
cool.
look.
I never bought any of them.
It's-
Well, wait,
I
wait.
really
didn't end
cool.
up
Let's
buying
let's
any of
let's
them,
save
but-
this talk. Let's save this talk for a little bit later.
Yes.
Yeah. But anything else you want to add?
It's a decent game. It has some fun mechanics, but it's $40. It's full price for
Yeah.
a 3DS game.
Yeah.
Game's $40.
Wait, it's
Do what you want.
$40?
Pirate is
Wait,
free.
right,
What?
that's something to talk about later.
Suddenly, it's not that good.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later too.
I think it's
absurd.
mm,
I'd say it's like a 7 out of 10. It's fun, and whether or not you want to get it comes down to whether you're into Tomodachi type humor.
right.
Funny.
Right.
Like, if you watch the 2014 Tomodachi Direct when Iwata was still alive, and if you like it, you may like Tomodachi Life and Metopia. And Tomodachi Life is just $20, so get that before Metopia.
I like Tomodachi Life. Really good game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Good
fun.
I'm never gonna
stuff.
play it.
Is that
I
all
just
three?
played the demo like 7 times.
Mhm. All right, and what about you, Specs?
Oh man, Spelunky's been ruining my life.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna say that.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus Christ, this game makes me really sad, but I love it.
You know,
Man.
I've been seeing so many people like on Twitter and stuff like complain about it that I'm starting to wonder why people like it so much if they keep complaining about
Because,
it.
okay, here's the thing. They complain about it because they know the death is their fault. Each death in that game is completely, like, it's not the game's fault, it's your fault.
Mm.
So you can't really blame the game. So they go online and blame the game anyways because they don't want to blame themselves. But it's the mystery of the game that keeps bringing people back, you know? There's like a lot of
That's
stuff
right.
people hasn't like discovered yet. There's a lot of like secret like endings and areas.
Game theory.
Game theory?
Please no.
I'm surprised there isn't a Spelunky game theory yet. But like,
Wow, you
yeah,
have so many hours in this game. You must love it a lot, huh?
no, I don't. Like, you could think you're doing something right. You're like, oh, this is a good run. I have lots of health, and then some sneaky bear trap can just kill you one shot. That's the charm of the game. I love it a lot. It's one of my favorite games, but I hate it.
I
It's
feel
one
that.
of my it's my
Some games are just
personal
like that.
favorite. I hate it. I hate it a lot. And I'm currently taking a break on it because I got to like the farthest point and I died within 3 seconds. So I'm kind of bitter about that one.
Sorry to hear that.
No, I don't want your pity.
You're getting it anyway. That's what you get for
Yeah,
playing
you're
it.
getting all
Pity.
of it.
God. But yeah, that's what I've been playing.
All right.
That's about it.
All right. Well, for me, I just finished playing through Crash Bandicoot 4. It's about time yesterday.
Hey?
And while I mostly really enjoyed it, towards the end of the game, the difficulty ramps up to such an extent that it's very upsetting. So, the old Crash games were decently hard, right? Sort of. It's mostly just Crash 1. Like, Crash 1 was the only one that was, like, really, really hard. And even then, I'm exaggerating a bit. Crash 1 is challenging. The levels that are the hardest are those stupid bridge levels, but either way, it has a reputation for being hard. So my line of thinking is that Toys for Bob probably felt the need to, like, surpass that reputation in terms of difficulty, because it feels like a lot of the shit they throw at you in these levels, especially towards the end of the game, is so fucking frustratingly difficult that it borders on, like, insanity. Like, they have these two modes, right? They have Modern and Retro. Modern lets you restart from any checkpoint infinitely. And then Retro brings lives back. But the thing is, they recommend playing on the Modern playthrough because the levels are longer than the original Crash games levels. Like, they're double the size of that. And in addition to the fact that they are double the size and really fucking hard, I pity the fucking poor soul who dares to get through this game purely on Retro mode.
Oh, you mean the non-babies?
Okay, Splunky player.
Yeah,
It's fun.
I said it. The
It's fun.
non-babies.
It's fun. But I died 40 times. No, it was more than that. I died like 60 times or so on the second to last level. And
Is
then
that your
I
highest death
died.
count?
Nope. I died
Oh,
like 130 times
God.
on the last level before the final boss. It is fun, but god damn, it will piss you off a lot. And I don't recommend playing on retro mode. I have a friend who grew up playing Crash games who said, I grew up playing these games, man. I'm not gonna play on modern mode. It's fucking pussy shit. And then he DMs me on Twitter a few hours later. He's like, damn, man, I actually had to go back to modern. I can't fucking do this.
oh, so he's another baby.
Whatever you say.
Just another baby.
That's great.
Whatever
Look,
you
Spelunky
say.
players just have a different perspective.
They're
on
built
life.
different.
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
sorry.
They're built different.
I forgot about
Right.
that. But yeah, that's all for me. Crash 4, it's fun. But it's fucking frustrating, dude.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
All right, so that's we're all caught up on what we're playing. We're gonna go ahead and segue into our next topic. Today is Tuesday, October 13th. Dear Birdwatch viewers, the day that Steve
The day of
gets
reckoning.
into Super Smash Brothers.
Right.
And we're all going to share our thoughts on the character, how we feel about him, and how we feel about Minecraft and Smash. So, Frosty, would you like to lead us?
Okay, yeah. So when I first saw the reveal, I felt nothing. Now, notice there was no but. I felt nothing. My soul was empty. I wasn't disappointed, but I wasn't happy. I had become a shell of a man. I felt nothing. Nothing for him, nothing against him.
Mm-hmm.
After seeing his moveset, honestly, I'm kind of interested. His moveset looks legitimately really unique, and he's got a ton of sauce already. So
Mm-hmm.
I want to taste test that sauce, if you know what I mean.
God.
I feel that. I feel that.
As far as Minecraft and Smash, I really couldn't care. Like it's popular.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's popular, and it's been on like every console and system for a while now. I mean, it even got a 3DS release. I remember back before it was released on the 3DS, and I was playing like a knockoff version where you had like guns and all the enemies were like strange spiders. It was a very weird game.
No, you get to kill spiders in that one?
Yeah,
Like,
with
only?
guns.
Oh, Minecraft,
much,
but
yeah.
awesome?
Finally.
Minecraft, but awesome.
Finally.
But yeah, no, really, I think his moveset has made me change a lot because on honestly, it does look really unique, and I think that Sakurai and the whole team really did a good job implementing what Minecraft means to a lot of people and how it actually is in the game into Smash. And I think he's going to have a lot of variation and actually add something new to the game, unlike some of the other DLC who have had their like cool little like gimmick, I guess, but I feel like haven't added too much to the overall feel of the game, which is honestly why I've kind of stopped playing the game, because for me this feels really similar still. Like there are still major differences from Smash 4, but for some reason in my mind I just can never escape it feeling just similar enough for me to be disinterested after playing Smash 4 for hundreds and hundreds of hours. So I'm hoping that this brings a little bit more pep back into my step, and I want to play the game a bit more.
I bet it will. I'll give some of my thoughts on it as well.
Mhm.
I think there's two perspectives that I see Steve from: a personal perspective and like an overall thing. Personally, I don't care that much. I would have rathered someone else from Microsoft, like Chief or something.
Mm-hmm.
But Steve is, from like an overall perspective, it's sometimes easy to forget it, but Smash is a game that they're making for kids and everyone. And so Steve is kind of huge. Like to people like us that like Minecraft mostly casually, this is like whatever. But for like those kids that play Minecraft like every single day, this is probably fucking insane, and they're gonna get a lot of sales off of this. And when it comes to moveset and stuff like that, I think he looks really fun. A lot of interesting gimmicks. I feel like he has potential to be the most toxic character in this entire game.
I'm
Yeah.
for it.
I'm all for it.
Honestly, it's a dream. Like, it was gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
No, yeah, Minecraft content in some way in Smash was inevitable.
Mhm.
I kind of stopped expecting him at a certain point, but it makes so much sense.
I blame
Thank you,
leakers.
Benjamin.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm. So, I'm gonna be extremely upfront. I am not a huge Minecraft fan, and that more so just comes from my distaste for sandbox games in general. I need some kind of a goal in a game, and the aimless nature of Minecraft just makes me so fucking bored.
Defeat
And-
the Ender Dragon.
I get that sometimes too. Like I'll beat a world or whatever, or I'll boot up into creative, and I'll build something cool, and then I'll be like, well, what's the point in sticking around? And I won't play the game for a few months. It's like,
Yeah.
for me, the only thing that's kept me on Minecraft occasionally is things like Bed Wars and Build Battle, which at least have a bit of a goal being an online multiplayer game, and
Mhm.
you're competing with people.
Yeah, that's how I feel. And so yeah, before the base game, I had no enthusiasm for Steve, but while we were waiting for Ultimate to come out and as time went on, obnoxious Minecraft fans and shit posters absolutely killed any possible goodwill I could have had towards Steve, and I was actively hoping the character wouldn't make it in. And then
That's relatable.
once Banjo got in, I thought that was it. I thought Steve was dead and buried. I was happy. I celebrated that. And then as time went on, and the grotesque Steve posting stopped after Banjo made it in, my feelings towards Steve softened up a lot. And when he was actually confirmed, I felt nothing really. I wasn't, and I'm still not really interested in Steve as a character. He looks extremely well designed for the people that enjoy Minecraft and want him in, and for the good people that wanted Steve in, hey, I'm happy for you. It really is impossible to argue against his inclusion because he's from the biggest video game in the world in terms of popularity and sales, and it's a series that deserves to be represented in some fashion. I don't care for it. I'm happy now that I have an excuse to use Hero more often in casual, because yeah, this character looks even more toxic than Hero. So I'm not looking forward to going up against Steve either.
I can't wait to
But-
play this character.
It is what it is, honestly.
I have some opinions on Steve.
Mhm.
Minecraft has been like something dear to me for the longest time now because it was like one of the very first computer games I played.
Mm-hmm.
And around that time, I owned Brawl, and for the longest time, young me wanted Steve in Smash. I was like, why? I want this Minecraft man or like the Creeper. It's like Brawl, like along Sonic and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But over time, I was like, I just kind of faded out. it just became a joke after a while. Again, with all like the Steve, like grotesque Steve stuff and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Became a joke among the community, and I was just like joking. I was like, haha, what if Steve got in Smash and all that?
Mm-hmm.
And when he first got announced, as any American would, confusion makes people angry.
Right.
So I was just really confused, and it made me really angry.
As you would do
I was
as an
like,
American.
Yeah, as you do as an American. We can't comprehend things.
Mm-hmm.
But it just confused me. I was like, how did they do this? How is this gonna work?
Mm-hmm.
And going back to like all the reactions, I was pretty heated. But over time, I thought about it. I was like, man, this is really cool, and I'm really glad they didn't change much, because everyone thought Steve was gonna be like one of the more bendier characters like you see in animation,
Mm-hmm.
like Minecraft animations and all that. I really didn't want that, but I really didn't see how they were gonna implement this character from like not that like highly advanced in animation into
The
Smash.
GIF animation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, the Get Up
The Get
animation. Yeah. I love
I
that
kind
one.
of love it so much.
Nah.
I know
It's
awful, but I
honestly
love it.
hilarious. It works
It's so funny.
very well.
But I'm really happy for Steve's inclusion, and I have little like smaller siblings, like not siblings, but like smaller family members that
Mhm.
play Minecraft, and I finally have a reason for them to play Smash with me
Mm-hmm.
instead of just like Mario or this one looks cute.
Mm-hmm.
But
I'm not excited for little Timmy to camp me out with blocks when I'm trying.
I
to
am, because I'm gonna be little Tim. That's me camping you out.
That's you.
Okay, Timmy.
Yeah, I play Spelunky.
Yes, you
Name
do.
reveal.
Of
What about
course,
you,
yeah.
Mustard? How did you feel?
Timmy.
Minecraft funny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 All right, that sums it up rather well.
Yeah.
Yeah. And all all right. I find it's a terrible coincidence. I've every single like day before a big Smash announcements, I've had arguments with my friends about who it's gonna be. And my friends, these are all different people. They've all been right, and I've always been wrong. I argued against Byleth getting in Smash, which he got announced the next day. I argued against Min Min getting in, which got announced the next day.
God.
I said the day before. I said, "There's no way Minecraft Steve is getting in this game. There's absolutely no way." Next day, he's in.
All right, so this
So,
is your fault
you
then.
make it-
You're jinxing
Yeah,
it for
you-
everyone.
Hey,
Mustard, say Gino's not gonna be in Smash, please.
Mustard, do me a
I-
favor.
sorry,
if
I
Lloyd's
can't.
not in.
Hey, Mustard.
Uh,
Mustard. say Gino's going to
It
be in Smash.
appears Mustard has left the podcast. I am sorry to say.
He didn't get to say Lloyd was in.
Damn it.
He just called us
Wait, if he
bastards.
said Lloyd was in, then that
I
means
said
that Lloyd wouldn't
nothing.
get in.
Oh,
Well-
shit, other way
I'm
around.
not saying. I'm
You're
not
right.
saying anything.
As well, you
Damn it.
I'm not
shouldn't.
say-
As well, you shouldn't.
Nah.
Fine, then keep your secrets.
Hey, say Gino's not going to be in.
I can tell you one thing is that Reggie Fili-Sime is definitely getting in. And
True.
Fuck
I am
True.
pogging.
definitely
I just
getting
popped
in.
off. I'm
Uh,
pogged.
I can't wait.
Yeah, Minecraft funny. I mean, he looks really cool, and I would like to play him. I do not have the pass because right now I need more than one fighter to really get me into this pass. Like Min Min was like, okay, cool.
It's an
Not
arms
really
thing.
worth it for. I'm not gonna buy a pass when I don't know who's gonna be in it.
Mm-hmm.
Min Min didn't sell me. Minecraft Steve, pretty cool. Honestly. But I'm gonna need one more to get me in
Yeah.
on the
That-
fighter.
Yeah,
pass.
yeah.
So yeah, I don't think I'll be playing him anytime soon. But I mean, hey, it's really cool. It's gonna mean a lot for people. It's gonna mean a lot for Smash. Like I'm just thinking about like how many more copies of Smash people are gonna that Nintendo's gonna sell now because
Mhm.
Minecraft Steve is in a game that's not Minecraft.
That's
Yeah.
pretty true.
Yeah.
Like officially, that's nuts. I just hope all the 7-year-olds don't get so good and they start beating me, and then I've got no respect for myself anymore.
No, they're just called GSP farmers.
Man, another Ganondorf losing matchup. It all hurts.
Pikachu's finally gonna lose a matchup, guys.
I'm honestly gonna make a solid prediction. I don't think Ganon's gonna have a single winning matchup in the past.
Oh no, not at all.
Like,
He's
I
going to
Ganon
have
buffs.
an-
incredibly
Ganon
doubt
buffs
it.
today.
Honestly,
Going
the
to have an
biggest
even
Ganon buff would be
matchup?
taking him out of the game.
Yeah,
Honestly, the
He'd be
biggest
better
buff
off.
he can get.
Give him 2 swords.
Yeah.
just play a better
Yeah.
character.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Literally, that's all you have to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry.
All right, and Phantom.
I used to really hate Steve, if I'm being honest.
Mm-hmm.
He was easily my last choice for a Microsoft rep.
Yeah.
Master Chief was always my top, and Banjo appealed to me, even though I wasn't familiar with his games. I didn't dislike Steve because of how I imagined he translated Smash, not even that much because of his fan base. I just thought he was lame. But now that I see him, I am intrigued by his moveset.
Mm-hmm.
And just like Mustard, while he hasn't sold me on the pass, I would be much more interested in it than I was with Midman. He looks very unique, and
Definitely.
well, if someone was gonna make him work, it was going to be Masahiro Sakurai.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love how they handled him.
He is the magic man.
I can't believe Steve doesn't use a single bow and arrow set.
That's actually pretty true.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think that's for the best.
No,
We have the bow and arrow covered.
Yeah.
That's not
and-
that
Yeah.
And he doesn't need more
That's true.
projectile sauce.
That's
Well,
fair.
That too.
Don't give Steve a projectile. That sounds.
Yeah, he doesn't have any
awful.
projectiles at all, huh?
Yeah, no, he doesn't.
Good.
The closest one is
He
that
doesn't
fire
need
down
any
throw.
projectiles.
I feel like there's so much unique stuff that he could use. Why
Doesn't,
would you use anything that everyone else has?
Yeah.
Doesn't
that's
the
fair.
What about the minecart? Does that count?
Nah.
It's kind of like Wario's bike,
The-
from
the
what I
fact that
understand.
the fact that he can build, that he has to build the tracks and can like build boost tracks if he has the material enough is different enough to
Yeah.
pass it.
Yeah.
It's the Tortimer Assist trophy.
And the fact
Also,
that it
being
traps
able to
people.
scoop people up, yeah.
Yeah.
Scoop.
Honestly, I'm excited. Twitter is going to be very happy for like a solid 5 days.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's
Solid
really
24
great.
hours.
At least.
I don't know.
One of the things I'm most excited for. I'm super excited for that stage. It looks great.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it looks great.
If only Sakurai did like the stage combinations with all the alternates, because I would love to play on that Paper Mario boat stage a lot.
Mhm.
It really sucks that there's not more stuff like that for other stages, but hey, now I can pick Canada and all kinds of stuff. I'm excited.
Hell yeah. God bless
Why
Canada.
would you? Why would
Finally.
you want to go to Canada?
The maple syrup.
Yeah.
Monk.
Maple syrup is
get-
really good.
Yeah.
I feel like you could just get it imported. I don't know why you have to go to Canada for that.
That's illegal.
That is illegal.
It's
Illegal.
not actually. It's good for the economy.
Nope, illegal.
Should
Illegal.
we talk about the Mii
Alright,
costumes at all, or is that not part of this?
It's not a
I
part
don't
of this.
care.
We
I mean, I don't
we
really
we
care for
got
them. I don't really
yeah.
buy them.
I
That's fair.
nobody cares about the Mii costumes.
Creeper and pig costumes are hilarious.
No, they look so bad. Next
They
topic.
look so bad, which is why it's godlike.
We got to transition on to the next topic.
Are we talking about
So
the,
that's
are we talking like the Minecraft update?
no, we're gonna be talking about 3DS discontinuation. Mm-hmm.
Right.
So we're gonna be talking about the discontinuation of the 3DS, and if you have any special memories with the 3DS and what your favorite games on it were.
Oh boy.
All right, so once again, starting from the top, go ahead, Frosty. Any memories you'd like to share?
None particularly. I guess none too many.
Really?
Wow.
I've had
Wow.
the DS for
Wow.
a very long time.
Mhm.
Well, 3DS specifically. I had an original 3DS XL that I had actually broken. I had accidentally broken one of the hinges, and so I still have it, as well as a replacement Smash 3DS Red case, just sitting in a drawer ready for me to put them back together with a new ribbon cable, which I have yet to get. It's been years. And then when the 3DS XL came out, I got a new 3DS. I got one of the new 3DS XLs,
Mm-hmm.
and I had played that for a while. But honestly, of all the games I've had, I think the only super memorable moment for me that I cared to share is that sometime back in middle school, I always kept all my games in a little green one of those pull tie pouches. just because it was a lot easier for me because I could keep them in a way more compact area when I was going around school with my 3DS that I would play during lunch because this was before the Switch or anything. Games on phones weren't. I mean, I've never been a phone gaming type of person.
Neither have I.
So and I had band like first period or no, I had zero period for band, and so I left it in the room one day, and I forgot it, and I rushed back there after first period to go get it, and someone else picked it up, and they never returned it, and I lost so many games there, including Smash for 3DS, and that sucked so bad. I lost so many games there, and that's always still the most the most memorable thing for me because like I lost so much there.
I think everyone in this call felt that.
Yeah.
Devastating.
Deep in their
so
heart.
so hard. It hurts.
It's like, how much
So
money
many
is
games.
that?
I
A
have
lot.
no idea. No idea.
Actually, how differently were 3DS and DS games?
There was just like $10 less than like Wii U games.
Yeah,
Well, no.
they cost
I usually got 'em-
$40.
Yeah, I
They
usually
were
got
40
them like
bucks. Okay.
30, 40.
Okay. Gotcha. I didn't remember what they retailed at. I know you can get them used now for like $15, but
They retailed at like 40, 50.
40.
Okay.
They were 40.
okay,
Mm.
that's not too bad.
Not the worst, but yeah.
I feel so bad for you.
Yeah, no
That
kidding.
was a
Yeah,
that was a
no.
long time ago because like I'm a
sorry for your
senior
loss.
now, and that was like 7th grade. So that was a very long time ago.
Still painful though.
It is so painful. That really sucked. But I did end up getting more games later on. I mean, hell, I have Mario Maker 3DS on my new 3DS. I gotta say, probably one of the biggest things for me, I guess, besides Smash Bros, has always been Kirby. And
Mhm.
just playing Kirby games on the 3DS. Kirby
Dude,
is,
I
like-
love Kirby. I love Kirby.
Kirby is part of what has always made the DS for me. My first Kirby game was on my DS Lite. It was Superstar Ultra.
Best
Still an
game.
amazing game.
Best
Still
game.
an
Best
amazing
Kirby game.
Mm-hmm.
Best game ever
But like
made.
I think I
best
think
Kirby game.
just Kirby games have always sort of made DSs what they are and portables
yeah.
what they are. And
Believe it or
with-
not, I still have my Superstar Ultra copy, even though I don't own a DS anymore.
yeah, I still got mine laying around.
Well, the
somewhere.
3DS plays DS games. You don't really need
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, I don't have a 3DS anymore. That's the thing.
Oh.
I don't have a thing to play it with. I just have it.
F.
I forgot. Before I got a 3DS, like even my first one, like a few days before I was gonna buy it, my grandpa bought me a game and he sent it to me early, and it was the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Like,
Let's
TV show
fucking
game from, like, the
go.
3D
Hug?
TV show, the one
Mhm.
that came out before this one.
Mhm.
It was that game, and it was like a side scroller beat 'em up. I'm pretty sure it was very strange, and it was like I remember the first games I played for a while were the stupid like face shoot game and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Absolutely based. I can't think of a better game. Honestly. It's the game to end all games.
It really is.
Alright, how about you, Jude?
I didn't use a DS or 3DS too much growing up, but I do have a bit I can touch on.
Mm-hmm.
I guess to retrace on this, I played a lot of Tomodachi Life. That's probably the 3DS game I have the most hours in.
Mm-hmm.
But-
Good game.
Good game.
I played a lot of Super Smash Bros. 3DS. I was a day one Lucario main. I'm ashamed to.
I'm blocking you.
Yeah, good.
Pokemon main.
Not any
2020.
Pokemon,
Either that-
Lucario.
Get out
Yikes.
of
Most
my
of my
sight.
stuff was like my mom buying DS game bundles, and I just played them on my 3DS.
That's
where I played
hilarious.
Sonic 1, like Sonic Rush 1 and 2.
Mhm.
Ooh.
Such fucking good games. I'm so happy those were some of the ones that my mom got.
They were really
love
good?
Those games. Those are probably my fondest memories on the DS. Because, man, the soundtrack was so good, the gameplay was amazing. I loved every bit of it. And, other than that, there's two games I really want to play on the 3DS, which is Kid Icarus Uprising and
Yes!
Tales of the Abyss.
That game will
which is the
destroy your
best
wrist.
I'll
I-
talk about Kid Icarus in a bit, but yeah, go ahead.
Alrighty.
I really want to play both of those games, especially Tales of the Abyss, which I've heard is debatably like maybe the best game in the franchise for an already godlike franchise.
Interesting.
So I'm really excited to get around to both of those, but I think that's all for me. I don't got too much on this.
I feel that. So 3DS was really nice, really fun handheld console. Um, I like a lot of the games, but like when I was writing up my notes for this, I kind of looked back and I realized a lot of the best 3DS games were ports. Like
Yeah.
you have Ocarina of Time 3D, Star Fox 64 3D, you have the Ace Attorney trilogy, and like I realized I've played very few games that were specifically made for the 3DS, like that weren't remakes. The few that I have played that were made for the 3DS, they're great. I talked about it earlier. Kid Icarus Uprising, definitely my favorite 3DS game, and it's one of my fucking favorite games ever. Sakurai made it. You know, Smash Brothers Sakurai made it in between Brawl and Smash 4. It's just so fun and such a good experience. It's this on rails third person shooter.
It's so good.
Yeah, and it's the levels are split in half. The first half you're flying through the air. That's the on rails segment, and then the other half you're on foot and you're running around and shooting things. And the gameplay is tight. It's great. The writing is like abnormally
They're funny.
good. They're so funny. The characters are so fucking charming. And it actually looks really, really good for a 3DS game too. And there's so much content in it. And there's an online multiplayer that, I mean, in hindsight was kind of okay. It's painful. Nintendo games online are painful. But, God, I can't stress how much I love fucking Kid Icarus Uprising. It's so good, and I really want that to get ported to the Switch or something someday because more
Yeah.
people need to give that game a chance. It is an absolute delight. I love that game so much.
I think I should play it.
Yeah, I would say so. I'd say so.
Phosphor is the best character.
Medusa is right there.
You didn't say
Actually,
Pyron.
no. You're right. I didn't say Pyron. I completely forgot. Hades is right
You're right.
there.
All right, we agree on that.
We agree on that. All right, shake hands virtually. Other than that, some other games that I really loved on that were Legend of Zelda: Link Between Worlds, my favorite 2D Zelda game. Game was so good that I remember I got towards the end and I stopped playing because I was enjoying it so much and I didn't want it to end.
Jesus.
Yeah, so I don't remember if I ever actually went back and finished it or not. So one of these days I'll need to double check and probably just go ahead and do that. And other than that, there was also Fire Emblem Awakening. It was my first Fire Emblem I've played, and it's pretty decent. Had a lot of likable characters, even if they weren't all developed super well. And I enjoy the core gameplay of it. We don't talk about Fates. And
Fates is the Corn's game, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh.
All right, we don't talk about that one.
We don't talk about
Whose
that
game?
one.
Not it.
Corns.
What was that? Whose game?
Corn.
Corns.
No, whose
Corn.
game? No.
Corn on the
Feet
cob.
Dragon.
We,
Yeah.
Oh, the
No, her.
feet dragon.
Oh.
Now I know who you're talking about. The feet
Yeah.
dragon. Yeah.
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 Bad job not talking about it.
We're doing a great job.
No, that's my point. I'm like trying to bait you guys into not talking about it, and you just keep talking about it.
I'm sorry, I didn't get the message, Captain. But yeah, there was Mario Kart 7. Played a ton of Smash 3DS. I liked the 3DS a lot. I'm gonna miss it, but it had a fucking amazing run. I mean, 9 years. Holy shit. That's longer than a lot of home consoles.
It's
So
also, like,
That's longer than the Wii
surprisingly
U.
nice looking for like such a small console. Like it looks really good. For,
Yeah.
like,
It's
how
really sleek.
small
I
the
like it.
screens
Mhm.
are.
I love the 3DS.
it's fantastic console.
It's basically just the DS in appearance, though.
In appearance,
Like,
sure, but
just-
like it was a really good console.
Nintendo tends to recycle their portable names a lot
They do.
and
Mhm.
use a lot of models.
Yeah, they like to do that a lot as well. All right, Mustard, how about you?
You're gonna have to give me a second, man. I've got a lot to sift through.
Oh my.
Oh
Yeah,
boy.
So
Oh.
come back.
Well, we'll come back to you last then. All right, Phantom.
Lol. Okay. I came very late to both the 3DS and the Wii U. The Wii U I got a few months before the Switch came out, and I arrived to the 3DS like 2 years almost after the Switch came out.
Really?
But I played various games on it, and I think it's a great console with a fantastic library.
Mm-hmm.
I think the games that I'm closest to, like the ones I've played the most, are Tomodachi Life, because I played it for like 1 or 2 months when I first got it. Unfortunately, it got old because it's that type of game, but while it lasted, it was really fun. Um, Samus Returns
I can't wait to play that.
is a great remake. I haven't played AM2R yet. I'm sure it's better in some ways, but for what it's worth, Samus Returns is great action, great remake.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anyone should play Metroid, the original Metroid 2 nowadays.
Oh,
You
definitely not.
could, but gotta try one of the remakes if you're gonna get into Metroid like that.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think it's the console I have the most original games for. I have all important Zelda games. I have Ocarina, Majora's Mask, and
Mhm.
Link Between Worlds.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't played any of them.
One of these
I
days.
have one of these days, anytime now.
Mm-hmm.
I have Tomodachi Life. I have Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. I have to get through that this month.
Oh, yes, you do.
Metopia, I talked about earlier. I
Mm-hmm.
played it for a very prolonged period of time,
Mm-hmm.
so it's probably one of the games I'm gonna have most memories from.
Mm-hmm.
To think the games I'm gonna have most memories about are both me games.
Hey,
I wish Nintendo
like
did
this.
more charming stuff like that with the Switch. The 3DS had so much more Nintendo personality, for
Mm-hmm.
better or for worse.
It did, in hindsight, yeah.
It had actual themes.
Yeah.
time of
I think
themes.
in
That was the
hind-
best
God.
update.
Oh man,
I think in hindsight, the 3DS probably has the most personality out of any Nintendo console.
yeah, I think it
The
beats
Wii
out
would
the
like to
Wii
have a
by,
word with
by
you.
a bit.
The Wii's
maybe.
theme was white and bland and boring.
But it was
That-
channels.
And
it was
white.
TV
No,
channels.
it was so chill though. Like it was boring. Like, but when you look back at it, it wasn't just boring. It was specifically Wii, and
It
that's
had
the thing
a
that always
very
gets me.
specific aesthetic and theme that it was going for.
To be
which
fair,
is
so
I
more
does
than
guess.
you can
Switch.
say for a lot of them.
So does
Yeah.
the Switch.
The
I don't
Switch
know.
has
The Switch to me
absolutely
will
nothing
have
going for it.
no
Here's a white
personality.
backdrop.
There is two themes. There is two themes. You have an entire menu for themes, and there's only two options.
And you're only gonna use
Do
one.
not talk
Yeah.
to me about.
Oh yeah, if you use
personality.
white, you're a masochist.
Oh,
Like,
absolutely.
I wish
Sorry.
I have two themes on the 3DS. I got them both from my Nintendo. I have a Samus Returns one and a Twilight Princess one.
Excellent,
I
excellent.
got a Kirby one, and then just a shit ton of Kirby pins.
I got a ton. I had
Oh,
Ace
that was-
Attorney, Smash, Zelda, Splatoon, Mario. I had a lot.
I think I had-
one game I forgot to talk about. Triple
Hmm?
Deluxe.
Oh,
I didn't get to
Ooh.
Planet. I didn't get to Planet Robobot because it's too expensive, $40.
Jesus.
Well, Triple Deluxe was Nintendo Select, so I could get it for 20.
Mm.
It was a really fun game. It's kind of by the books for Kirby, but for what it's worth, it's really good. I think it's worth it. It would be worth the 40.
Triple Deluxe and Robobot were really good. I like those ones a lot.
I'd like to admit something about the themes on the 3DS.
Mhm.
The theme I used was the Shadow the Hedgehog one.
There was a Shadow the Hedgehog one?
Oh my
I'm
god.
pretty certain there was, because I
No,
swear
yeah,
I
no,
remember
there was
using
Sonic
one.
ones.
Yeah,
Oh.
there was totally a Shadow one, and I totally spent money on it.
God.
I don't blame you. Shadow's cool.
I don't regret it. I'm happy I have it. I'm sure I could find it again if I opened up that thing.
I'm sure I used a Pokemon one, so I'm sorry,
Liz.
Liz.
Anyways, what did you play on the 3DS specs? Hmm?
Alright, so I played lots of Pokemon Sun. I'm
Ah!
Oh.
Okay.
Pain in his voice.
Bro, next we're gonna play the Moray Towers 3DS version.
You guys are gonna
Dude,
give him
no,
a
you're
heart
gonna give
attack.
this
I
old
am.
man a heart attack.
You are gonna give me a heart attack.
Listen, man. Alright, so I played various games, like whatever like was in that at the time. I played a lot of Animal Crossing New Leaf.
Mhm.
Oh.
That was a really good one.
Mhm.
Also Smash 3DS, of course. I was a really big Pokemon fan at the time, like more than I am now because Game Freaks let me down.
Mhm.
So I had all the 3DS Pokemon games, so like X and Y, Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire, and like Sun and Moon. I for some reason my oldest brother he gave me 2 copies of Paper Mario Sticker Star. So I just had those and I just switch on them.
Icing on the cake.
A game's so nice you have to play it twice.
I guess. And like I was a dumb stupid kid, so like I didn't read dialogue, so I got stuck at the same exact point at like on both of the copies.
Oh my god.
Why?
Yeah. I played like a lot of like the virtual console games. I think I played Mega Man 4 on it. It was either 4 or 9, I can't remember.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. The Kirby games are really good. I prefer Triple Deluxe over Robobot, mainly because of
That's a
the.
hot take. Yeah.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
I know. The thing is that
Man,
I have a lot of malice towards Robobot because of True Arena,
Oh.
Oh?
and I never finished it because my 3DS broke,
Oh.
and I've just been holding an all-time grudge since then.
Tragic.
I'm gonna get back to it. Emulation is the way of the future, so I'm gonna get back
Yes,
to that.
it fucking is. Amen, brother.
Hopefully it runs well though. I don't know if.
Oh yeah, no. I've been using Citra a lot recently,
That's good.
and I've been playing Tomodachi Life on it.
Mm.
I've started Mario and Luigi, the remake,
Mm.
Superstar Saga, and that's going really well.
Mm.
But yeah, I love my 3DS a lot. I went through a lot of them because a lot of them broke. So I had like the
Ouch.
original glossy blue one. I had the blue XL. I had like the blue 2DS at one point,
Mm-hmm.
and I got like the Pokemon edition, like the Pokeball with the button on the back.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so far I haven't bought a new one. I don't plan on getting a new one.
I got a new 2DS XL because they were going
Ooh, which
on
one?
sale. The
they
black
are
and
going on
blue
sale.
one. Yeah, they
Oh, the
were
black
on
and blue
sale earlier, like around the time You Know What started. And so I just went ahead and got one because like I had this feeling in my gut that like it's been 9 years. The 3DS is probably going to go away soon. I should get this now while I still can. And I'm glad I did.
Yeah, it worked out.
It
I
did.
have
You know
a-
what game?
yeah,
You
I have
know
a
what
lot of
game-
fun memories. What's
Mhm.
up?
What built-in game was fun? Face Raiders.
Base Raiders was dope.
I don't
The
remember
AR
them.
cards were dope. Like just all the little tidbits it came with are really cool.
I
wish
never
knew-
used them. Like I used them when I
Really?
got the system at first, and then I was like, "This is boring," and then I never like did it again.
Well,
I'll be
that's fair,
honest,
but
I
it's so
put them on my
funny.
wall.
Yeah, I didn't use them since either, but they're just little tidbits.
Yeah, they were cute.
It's like
Yeah.
the Wii. The Wii had so much in the photo channel. Even the news and forecast channel were charming. Check Me Out.
I did check
Oh,
me out a
yeah.
lot. Check me out, I
Check
liked.
Me Out was great. Yeah. News and
The
But,
forecast.
Mario
yeah.
Kart channel.
The Mario Kart channel,
The
I have a
Skyward
lot of
Sword
fond
update
memories.
channel.
Mm-hmm.
the update channel. I remember that. But I have a lot of fond memories of the 3DS, and although I'm not really that sad of it going away because, emulation.
Yeah.
It's a huge part in like most people's lives, including mine.
Yeah.
And I think it's really good. This story has come to a close, and I think it's a really good send off.
I agree. All right, Mustard. Have you gotten your thoughts in order?
Oh, I have more than just my thoughts.
Oh,
Alright,
boy.
So in front
Uh-oh.
of me,
Don't forget we have one more topic now.
All right, we might be in here for a few nights.
Oh, okay.
So I just want to preface this by saying, in front of me, I have every single DS game still in my possession. Still in my possession.
Yeah.
Photo.
It's a lot. I just wanted to list through them all.
Oh no.
First, starting with the ones in the box.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Now
Oh,
this
boy.
this is the whole spectrum, all right? So don't expect everything to be bangers. We got the Lego Movie, the video game.
Let's go! Let's go!
Oh.
Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, Pokemon
Mm.
White,
Okay.
Pokemon Alpha Sapphire, Spy Hunter,
Mm.
Sonic Classic Collection, Mario
Eh?
Luigi Bowser's Inside Story,
Mm.
Tom
wait.
Adventures,
Mm.
The remake
12.
wasn't that good. FIFA?
FIFA
Alright.
12, Mario and Luigi Dream Team,
Mm.
Hey, that one was
Mario
good.
Sticker Star,
Mm.
Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Gates,
Hey.
Mm.
Star Wars 3, Lego,
Why not the
Mm.
complete? Wait, why not the complete?
Spore Creatures,
Mm.
Lego
Thor had a
Batman
3DS
2
game?
DC Superhero.
Wait,
Ooh.
no,
Let
they had a
me
DS
finish.
game. Wait, but they had a 3DS game?
Yeah.
Let me
All right,
finish.
let him
I only
finish. Let him
played
finish.
the
Let him
DS.
No, okay,
finish.
sorry.
Let him finish.
Okay, yeah.
This is a collection of both DS and 3DS games.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Pokemon
let
Diamond
them
version.
Cheating. I'm
Cheating.
calling cheating.
Pokemon,
That is kind of cheating. Let's try and limit it to the 3DS ones.
only 3DS now.
Yeah, only
Pilot
3DS.
Wings Resort, Sonic All Stars Racing Transformed, Super
Yes.
Mario 3D Land, Scribblenauts
Yeah.
Unlimited,
Oh,
Still
Scribble
Oh,
Life,
yeah.
Nuts.
Ooh, Scribble.
Skylanders, Spyro's Adventure,
Mm.
that was on
Man.
3DS, believe it or not. Lego City Undercover,
Mm.
Chase Begin,
Ooh.
Scribblenauts Unmasked,
Mm.
Let's
Mario
go.
yeah.
Oh, that was the
7,
DC one.
Yeah.
Lego
Yeah.
Harry Potter,
Ooh.
Call of Duty
Which one?
Modern Warfare
the
3,
first one?
and and that so
Yo,
I mean,
COD?
there's a lot more DS games, but yeah, I know COD on the DS, believe it or not.
Wait,
Mm?
there was a COD game on the 3DS?
There were
I
so many
know,
COD
Black
games.
Ops
There was
had a port on the
COD
DS.
game? You fool. There are multiple COD games.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
So, okay, the 3DS like special. So in my mind, I usually like kind of consider the DS and the 3DS one of the same. Because they've kind of inhabited similar parts of my
But can
childhood.
the DS go
But I-
3D?
Okay,
Yeah.
but for the sake of the topic, I'll stick to just the 3DS stuff. So I remember the first time I ever saw a 3DS. It was a school summer camp where they just parents send their kids who they're off at work, they don't want to deal with them. You just play video games and the school have snack time, art time, recess time, all that stuff. My friend Drew, he had a massive forehead. Tiny eyes, tiny nose, tiny mouth, a forehead the size of a printer. I'm telling you, it was. He had a 3DS. I've never heard about this in my life. I was like, what the heck am I looking at? I looked over the shoulder and I was looking at what he was playing, and it was like blurry and like weird and like it was just like hurting my head. I was like, what am I looking at? And it was like, this is the 3DS, and then he like pointed it towards me, and then it popped out in front of me, and I was like, whoa, this is the future. Like I was hooked. I had to have a 3DS for Christmas. I had to.
You had to.
Thankfully, now this is a sob story. I said I wasn't gonna go to the DS, but it's relevant, I promise. So, this is still in elementary school. We were it was carpool time, sitting out in the foyer waiting to get picked up. I had this massive, absolutely massive, 2-inch thick Nerf case.
Ooh.
Nerf or nothing.
Nerf for nothing.
It was on it.
Mhm.
It was blue. It was blue. It was awesome. I loved it.
Mhm.
But this is for my DS Lite, which I've had for years and I love to bits. I wanted to get the case off. This was I don't know why. I just wanted to, and I was going at it. I didn't want to break it. This is like one of the only thing that I can call my own that I own at this age. So I was taking no chances. I was going at it, and I couldn't get it off. And my friend Patrick, he's got blonde hair. He's like an egghead shaped. He had glasses. He was wearing a Blues Clues T-shirt.
Okay.
And he was next to me, and he was like, "Hey, you need help taking that off?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, man. I really can't get this off." He took it from me, pulled, snapped it in half, completely snapped it in half.
Like
It was
on
fine.
purpose or
No, not
Okay.
on purpose, but the fact that it happened.
no? Yeah.
There was one wire still connected. I looked at him. I have never felt so much remorse. I've never felt so many different emotions at once: anger,
I fucking feel
sadness,
that.
regret,
Ooh.
God.
guilt.
God.
And this swept through elementary school me, who has never like felt anything more than happiness or sadness at one time.
Mm.
And I freaked the heck out. It's like if someone burned your house down because you asked if they could fix your plumbing. Like it.
I mean, I'd react the same way. Yeah.
It hurt, man.
Did you fight him?
I kind of gave him a roughing up. I was uncontrollable rage. You broke the only thing that was mine. But anyway, so it's in shambles. I'm in shambles.
Mm.
And thankfully, the great parents that my parents, I love my parents.
Mhm.
Imagine.
Next week, I wake up for school and I see a present on my breakfast plate, and I open it up and it's the 3DS, and I am just I'm back on cloud 9 again. Like
Aww.
3DS, the same thing that my friend drew with the giant forehead was playing with the weird Vision 3D thing, and I was just like, whoa! And I was, like
Mm-hmm.
3DS was like DS and three like this was my gateway to gaming. Like so many things I got exposed to through the 3DS. Uh, Scribblenauts, freaking Mario,
Mm-hmm.
Skylanders, Sonic, uh, Mario Kart with the friend. Like I have so many incredible memories of playing a bunch of playing Pokemon Soul Silver at like
That's so
Mm.
sweet.
12 o'clock at night in my bed.
Eh?
I can't even be
Like
mad at that.
running through this. Like it was like so I have so many like surprisingly just vivid memories of just my time with this console. It was like
Mm-hmm.
because it was more than just a game console. It was something that was mine that I
Mm-hmm.
enjoyed playing, that I
Mm-hmm.
enjoyed using. I could have whenever I want. It wasn't like the Wii in the game room, which I can only play for like 2 hours before I had to go do my homework.
Mm-hmm.
It was my I got to control when I got to play it. I could play whenever I wanted. I didn't have a phone. I didn't get a phone until like high school. So like the concept of gaming on the go was the DS.
Mm-hmm.
Like I could literally go on for hours talking about each of my individual experiences playing this game. The fact that it could play my old DS games, but it
Icing
rose
on the
me from the
cake.
dead.
Mm-hmm.
The way of the future.
It honestly though, like I have just as many fond memories playing DS games on my 3DS than I do 3DS games. In fact, I've had my 3DS for longer than my DS.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, I guess obviously because I don't have a DS anymore, I still have the 3DS, and ooh, I'm
Yeah,
so
yeah,
old.
yeah.
But yeah. Mm.
But yeah, like the 3DS is definitely has left more of an impact on me than the DS. It was the whole package. There were so and games aside, like just what you got with it. You didn't have to get any games. You got these cool AR cards that you could put the camera on, and then a 3D effect. It would like make a model on it that you could like pose around. You could like get these different angles. You could like throw coins at it. You could have your own me there. The me creator, that thing was super cool, and they had like the face launcher game where like you could like it was just like the AR game where you could like turn around and you can see all these cracks appearing in reality, and you got these faces coming at you of your friends who you hate your guts, so you shoot them. And you could have like your parents, your family members, and like you could spend like three hours on that alone. It came with a game, like you didn't have to buy stuff. You had content,
Yeah,
and it
you
had
can
like all these
fulfill your fantasies of killing your parents on it. It's great.
I know, right? And then it had like this archery mini game where you had to like spawn this like 3D world on the card, and you had to like find these different angles and like shoot all the stuff. It was, man, I love this thing. I haven't touched it for a long time. Ever since the Switch came out,
Mhm.
I kind of, and even before then, I've kind of laid off of it. Like I got into PC gaming and stuff, and I wasn't in. I would just bring my laptop when I wanted to play on the go.
Right.
So like I kind of fell off of it, but I no matter what happens, the 3DS will always be like the most important gaming anything that in my life ever. Like
Mm-hmm.
too many
Yeah.
incredible memories to count. Like the most vivid memories I have of gaming as a whole, like at all. I mean that can't be understated how much I appreciate this thing, and as sad as I am to see it go, I appreciate that it did not get driven into the ground like so many other things do. Like Nintendo realized like, all right, this thing's on its last legs. We'll just send it off. And like they didn't like try to bring it back with like a bunch of shovelware or anything. It was nice. It was slow, and I mean, it still technically isn't dead yet. Like they're not making any more games, but they're still selling. You can still buy them.
For now,
Like
production has
yeah,
ended, but like once they're gone, they're
production
gone.
of it. You're not gonna have trouble finding a DS, or a 3DS. You're just not.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
For now.
Yeah. Closing thoughts. I love it to death, and I can't say enough good things about it.
Well, I'm really happy you shared that. That honestly made me pretty happy to hear.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for taking so long.
No, it's totally fine.
Very emotional moment.
Par for the
Mm.
course.
Yeah.
fine.
Honest, I'm kind of like just like
reliving that like right now. I haven't had a chance to do that in a long time, and I'm really
Yeah.
happy I got to do this. Like my room is
Reliving.
strewn with 3DS boxes and DS boxes. It's actually a mess. My whole desk is covered in DS and 3DS games. But it's gonna take a while to clean up, but like this is just a blast.
It was worth it in the end. All right.
Relive. Yeah.
All right.
With that, we're going to transition to the big topic for today. It's here.
Enough of positivity.
Oh.
Yeah, I've had enough of this
What's this
positivity
company?
bullshit.
We've had enough good things about Nintendo.
Yeah, it's
Time
the time
to
has
end
come to
this.
fucking give them what's coming to them and what's been coming to them for a long time. This is gonna be the Nintendo shitting segment
Mr.
of the
Miyamoto,
podcast.
fuck my wife.
It's time for Luigi to take the L. Nintendo.
Oh yeah. All right, so we are going to go into our current issues that we have with Nintendo and what we are the most upset with them right now.
This is actually the topic I had the most notes written for.
Oh, me
Oh.
too. Me
Oh,
fucking
boy.
I
too.
go into these without notes. I just
Oh yeah, I wing it, and I'm really
Yeah,
itching to
I
say some
usually
bad
wing
things.
it.
Oh,
I
yeah.
can say something here.
Hmm?
Oh, I can start.
Oh, yeah, go ahead, I guess.
Go ahead.
Nintendo's managed to avoid many of the modern gaming greedy practices when Xbox and PlayStation failed.
Mhm.
Xbox starting the online payment, then Sony following suit.
Mm-hmm.
While Nintendo stayed free during the Wii and even the Wii U and the 3DS.
The Wii U one was so good. Like just a free, like half decent browser. Literally, they had a better browser than any other console at the time, and honestly, any console since.
Yeah,
Jeez.
Well, the gamepad was perfect for that.
It really
anything.
was.
definitely.
Yeah, totally.
The Wii U, well, we can talk about that another day.
Yeah.
But Nintendo still always seemed rather strange and old-fashioned with their decision making.
Mm-hmm.
And on top of that, they have been getting more scummy. And Pay Online is only the most obvious thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like the games never go down in price. There are
Mm.
rarely any discounts.
Yeah.
Their handling of directs is frustrating. Just to name a few.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't fucking stand it. Like, whatever happened to Nintendo Selects and stuff, Breath of the Wild is still $60 to this day. Like, it's going on sale now because of Black Friday, but its permanent price is $60, and it's been 3 years.
And it gets lower. It's still higher on discount than other major games.
Especially ones that were also on the Wii U as well, like fucking Tropical Freeze.
And even then, it can even date
They
back
used
to
that
the.
at Funky Kong.
Mm.
And
Oh,
as
no,
good
yeah.
as
That
Funky
justifies the
Kong is,
$20.
He's not worth $60.
Mm.
And on the Wii U, it didn't even launch at 60. I think it launched at 50.
Oh, good
and then
lord.
it got Nintendo Select for 20.
Mm-hmm.
And the crazy thing is, it doesn't even have to be like new games. Like Smash Brothers Brawl still going for 50 till this day.
New?
Well, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
new.
It might be going for
Well, not
50,
new, like
but
used.
at that point, it's like at that point that's out of Nintendo's hands. Like the price for that is determined
Yeah.
by what people are willing to pay for the game.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say that has anything against Nintendo now. That's out of their hands.
At
No.
that point, it's out of their hands. I agree.
I don't
Mhm.
know what's up with it.
Yeah.
But even third parties, they rarely go on sale too. Or maybe they go on sale every now and then.
Their third
but not
parties
that
go on
much.
sale, but they don't go on sale for a whole lot.
Doom 2016 on PC, PS4, and Xbox. I
Oh
think it's
yeah,
$20.
yeah.
But on Switch, it's still 60.
It's still
And I
$60
know-
on Switch. I don't know why.
And I get that ports can be harder to do, but I don't think that's the reason it's still expensive.
Mm. Like, Doom 2016 should have come down in price a long time ago. That game has gone on sale for like $5.
I got it for 30, which is decent, but it goes for 5
Mm-hmm.
on PC.
Exactly.
I just like I don't know why Nintendo tries to copy other companies.
Mm-hmm.
Like going back to like paid online and like straying away from that actually. One thing I didn't like was the new My Nintendo.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, you guys I forgot what it was called back.
It
in the day,
used to be
but,
Club Nintendo.
like
Yeah,
Club
you're thinking
Nintendo.
of Nintendo's Club Nintendo. Yeah.
Mm.
Club Nintendo.
That
Like,
was
there just
great.
it was cool because like you got like cool things like physical goodies
Physical
out of
rewards and
buying
stuff like
games
that.
and just filling out shit. Like that's how I got like Mewtwo free for like
Mhm.
Smash 4.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like really cool. And then they shut it down. And then like my Nintendo, the best they can do is just give you $3 discounts and calendars. Like they got like really like lazy with rewards for fans.
And you know,
It's-
now the Wii U and 3DS are gone, the only rewards they have are for Wii U and 3DS.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, of course.
Soon they have to add Switch discounts, no? I hope
Yes, but
so.
it's gonna be for like shovelware games.
It's always for
Nah, bro, it's
sure,
gonna be
games.
wallpapers. It's gonna be wallpapers.
Oh,
And
It's
man.
gonna be
calendars
it's
and
gonna be
printable
items
birthday
from
cards.
Mario
Wait,
Run and
that
Fire
brings
Emblem.
something up.
What's up?
No. Something I'm pissed about because you said wallpapers. Why are there no themes for the Switch? Why do we have a section in settings for themes with 2 themes? And when I know PS4 has themes, the 3DS had themes. Computers and stuff, they're all about customization. Like I have a shit ton of themes and stuff downloaded on Wallpaper Engine. Why is there nothing like that for Switch? Because I know for a fact that there are other consoles with it. I can't remark on Xbox because I don't have an Xbox. I don't have an Xbox One. I don't have a 360.
They have themes.
But yeah, okay, so they have themes. I know for a fact PS4 has themes, and you can even upload things like your own image to be your background. I've done that before. The 3DS had so many themes and customization with pins. Why does the Switch not have any of that?
Honestly,
Come and tell you.
I don't even
Yeah.
think there's like a
There's not a
solid
reason.
There
reason
is
for
no
that.
reason.
There is no
There
reason.
is no reason.
I'm the closest.
Why
It
does
should
the
be so
Switch menu-
easy.
Why does the Switch menu not have more customization, and why is that there not just more customization in general for profiles and interaction between people? It really made it hard for me to get into the. I mean, paid online was already annoying because I'm not someone I seriously have yet to. Besides, actually, like I've never bought an online subscription, and I don't plan on buying one anytime soon. I don't like it. I'm someone who's come from PC gaming and is still primarily there, and I don't like having to pay for something that realistically I would always already have to pay on top of, because you already have to pay for internet access. I don't want to have to pay the subscription on top of it. And I understand that you have to have server upkeep and stuff, but when you don't add very much to it, like I can see the bonus in something like Xbox's Game Pass service, even though it's separate. I can still see the bonus in that. It looks like a really good deal. You gain very little from the online subscription besides actually being able to play online, because once you play online, there's nothing else there. Something like Steam has incredible community support and profile customization. There's so much you can do to customize your profile in different ways. And having your profile actually mean something between games, inventory, screenshots, videos, the workshop. There's a point to having a profile and to creating this sense of self online. The Switch doesn't have any of that. You just give yourself a profile picture so your friends can play with you in like Smash or Mario Kart.
Yeah.
There's nothing there. And it just strips itself of any sort of identity, and it leaves the Switch like, at least, there's still Mii's, but I've never felt like Mii's have mattered less
Yeah.
than the Switch.
Honestly, I've
Yeah.
never
That's
cared
not
much for
so
Mii's at
Switch.
all because I don't
There's
like the
very
art
very
style
little
for
point.
them.
There's very little point.
Mhm.
So
It's so bizarre how Mii's are behind settings. You have to go into settings
Yeah.
to make your Mii. That's
I miss the
crazy.
Mii
It's always been
channels.
like its own thing.
Yeah, its own application.
The closest thing I can think of as to why it would be like this, I remember Nintendo was making a point that they want the Switch to be purely a gaming machine. They want they said their words, they wanted no distance between starting the console and playing the game. They didn't want. That's why there's no browser. That's why there's no Netflix. Which, I mean, there's Hulu now, but shush.
there's
I
Hulu,
mean,
but
there's
look, I like Hulu, but come on, there's
also
other
YouTube.
streaming services that provide other shows. I don't want
personally
to just
think
watch Hulu.
they're hiding behind minimalism as an excuse for
Yeah.
just not going through the trouble of setting up the
Yeah.
infrastructure.
You
to
know what,
stream
I
these
love
kind of games.
minimalism. Clean, pristine, well done minimalism that adds customization
Looks at
can
Windows
be
8.
so nice. But there's a limit, and when you use it as an excuse for missing features or critical parts that let people customize, because I know there's a lot of people who don't like minimalism, especially with how poorly it's done. Gwiggs being an example of someone who really isn't a fan of minimalism, and that's totally fair.
Mhm.
Those people get kind of screwed over because they don't have any other options. It's just stuck with a boring, bland, kind of sterile
And like,
minimalism.
it's been hacked, and it's been demonstrated that it's incredibly easy to inject these themes for the people that would want them. And like, they were successful on the 3DS, I would imagine. So like, literally, why? Why not? Why?
Oh, yeah, no, themes on the 3DS were awesome.
Mhm.
And like, as far as I have seen and interacted with, themes on things like PS4 and stuff have been very successful. And I know for a fact that themes and customization on Steam have been huge, because there are entire people who actually like basically make like part of a living and stuff off of designing Steam profiles on commission.
Mm-hmm.
Like that is literally what people do. I think mostly as a side job, because I don't know how many people are really doing that enough for you to do it as a full job, but it's enough for people to straight up like advertise themselves as Steam profile designers, because there is a demand for that, and there is a market for people wanting to be able to show off themselves on their system of choice. And I feel like if Nintendo added some better tools there, we could really see some interesting and creative things.
Definitely.
And I mean, especially with the lack of something like a Miiverse, that's a big hindrance, because
Mhm.
Miiverse was stupid, but I loved the hell
I'm
out of it.
going
On
to
Wii
be-
U. Miiverse
I'm going
was
to
so
be-
funny. It was so funny.
It was
dude.
funny,
It was
but it was
there
also
so
there
much
was also a
funny
lot
stuff.
of like controversies and issues
Oh, there
that
was
came
so
with
many
it. So
controversies,
I understand
but-
why they don't want to do stuff like that anymore.
My thing is just like, add some more there. Like give me some more thing, even if you're not obviously going to do something as far as Steam goes and add a workshop and let games come out with their own custom backgrounds that they can buy from a market, that people can buy from a market or randomly get from badges or something. Like, have a place for people when they upload their videos and screenshots and stuff, other than like your stupid mobile app that kind of looks like crap, and Twitter. Because when your entire backbone is Twitter, there is a problem.
Yeah, you can say that again.
When the gaming machine is just an excuse to be lazy. It's basically the opposite of Microsoft wanting the Xbox One to be an all-arounder.
Mhm.
And they're both, I would say they're both negative extremes.
Like, even
as
if it-
someone who has used an Xbox like at friends, I've used the Xbox One at a friend's house, 360 at a friend's house. I would say yes, it's definitely like one of the extremes. There's so much not game on the thing.
Oh yeah.
And the interface is. I mean, I don't own the console, but like from just what I've used, it's not very intuitive.
oh yeah, no, the Xbox is very cluttered.
What
Mhm.
is the
Yeah.
PS4 like?
The PS4 is
It's
really
good
cool. It's
It's
the
good
best.
balance.
It's the best out of everyone.
Yeah.
You can get your own
Honestly,
themes,
yeah.
of course. There, that alone is enough to give it the W there.
Yeah, new backgrounds, new icons,
Yeah.
music,
Mhm.
all the jazz.
All of that stuff.
Actually, a great point that I just thought of. Think about your phones and stuff, especially with that new iOS update that everyone was talking about.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, the widgets and all that.
Apple-
Yo, I'm
Apple
on
with their
iOS
widgets and
12,
stuff.
baby. I got an
People-
iPhone 6.
When Apple has allowed for more customization on their phones than you have on your entire system, there's a problem. Because like for a long time, that was the big thing. As someone who's always used Android, I've always sort of lorded over and made fun of people who have iOS because I could just change whatever I wanted to whatever I wanted, and I had easy access to all these crazy widgets and stuff.
Mhm.
And now even Apple has that, and the Switch is just lacking in every way. They made a portable, interesting device that only really plays game. In a way, the Switch really reminds me of the original DS.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
original DS.
Oh,
where
yeah.
you could only load up a game or PictoChat. But
Hey,
even then,
PictoChat.
they let
Hey.
you choose
Hey,
your color.
At
They
least
Yeah.
I
let you
don't have
choose
to
your color.
restart the system to exit PictoChatter
Uh,
settings.
Mhm.
That was
At
Um,
least you don't have to do
yeah.
that.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, at least they had PictoChat.
That's true.
I'd like to. I want to.
Where's
I'm
PictoChat?
going
was
to.
goated.
You know what? The GameCube menu was better than the Switch's.
Yeah,
GameCube
it's really
menu
cool.
style.
It's so cool. It's
Yeah.
so like creepy.
As weird as it sounds, I want to compare
Menu gives
Switch's
me-
menu and the PS4's menu because they both use like a scrolling squid.
They're
Yeah.
actually pretty similar.
They
Yeah,
are
now that I
similar in
think
terms
and
of their
I don't
layout.
get why the Switch didn't use more from it. Like
Mhm.
theme, like it's just like instead of the taskbar being on top, it's on the bottom,
Mm-hmm.
and that's about it.
Yeah,
That's
Like
about
they
it.
could have used
background.
so much. And even then, it's just small nitpicks, but like I kind of miss when you boot up a game on like the Wii U or like the 3DS. It'll show like a small graphic, or like the Wii, it'll show a small
Yeah,
graphic before
yeah,
loading in.
yeah, and they don't
It's
do
such
that
a
anymore.
it's such a
On the
small thing, and they don't do it anymore. And
It's
that
so
bugs me for
They
it.
do it
lame.
in Mario Kart, but they just couldn't do it right in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Oh yeah,
I
with like
remember.
your
I remember
yeah, yeah,
Ralph
yeah.
talking about.
with the Wii, they had the tune and the animation for the disc channel.
Mm-hmm.
I miss channels. I
Yeah.
don't know why.
Channels were cool too. Honestly, it just feels like Nintendo, in trying to be, safe and family friendly and fun.
Mhm.
They weren't trying to be fun. They were trying to be safe and family friendly, and in the process of that, they've made it more sterile and they've taken away some of the fun. So yeah, this is more child friendly, but it's
I
minimal enough to be adult.
Mhm.
However,
know
it
about
takes away all of the personality, really.
because
I don't have fun booting up the Switch and looking at a game. It's like, and with how fast things load now,
Mhm.
it's like I don't.
It's just a
now
second
have
thought,
zero
yeah.
menu. There's a reason to be in the menu or anything. I
Yeah.
can just immediately load into a game. And
Exactly.
then if I don't want to play it anymore, I'm not going to exit the game or anything. I can just put in sleep mode and dock it.
People talk shit about the Wii and Wii U eras in hindsight, but I think they had much more personality at least.
They
They
had so
did.
much more
Yeah,
personality.
I will admit they did.
Even the Wii U, which also which had less themes.
It was the Wii,
than-
but again.
Yeah, it
it was a
still
little,
had
cluttered.
personality with the whole the whole room floor back when there was
Yeah.
back when there was Miiverse and the different folders and everything. There was a lot more apps for watching things, considering that they had Hulu and Netflix. I think they even had Amazon Video.
Yeah.
I can't remember though.
Yeah,
Like,
So-
I will
seriously,
say, Wii U interface was not that great. Like
it
there was,
was
a lot.
not great. It
It was
Um,
cool what they were trying to do. Have like your application on one thing, and then have like this little social center on the top with all the memes.
Yeah,
on
it
the
wasn't
background,
great,
the
but it
social
still
center.
had personality. And I find it funny that the Switch's layout is basically almost the same as my fucking smart TVs when I want to open up an application. It's just squares with the picture at the center.
Mm. But
That's the
yeah,
same
so
thing
so
as
so
my TV.
let's go ahead and move on from that. I'm gonna get into the points that I made. So Nintendo has made and continues to make some really fun, well-designed, innovative games out there, right? They are the richest company in Japan, and I feel like that gives them an excuse to half-ass a lot of things. So let's start with Nintendo Online. Oh boy.
they ruined it.
Yeah. It's been well documented at this point that Nintendo's paid online service is piss fucking poor, both in terms of its quality and how Nintendo's games themselves function in online play. And the thing is, all of Nintendo's consoles, ever since online play has been implemented, have been garbage with this. But it's the fact that it still is to this day is just incredibly upsetting. So
Like,
Smash
it's not
Ultimate,
funny anymore. It's
Yeah.
just sad.
it really is. Like, Smash Ultimate is the go-to example for this. If the connection isn't laggy as all hell, with a frame of gameplay going by maybe every 10 seconds, then you are dealing with awful input lag. And then, in addition to that, when you're dealing with terrible online systems in general, like Smash Ultimate's confusing and ultimately pointless global Smash Power system. It's infuriating, especially when there's like no distinction between competitive and casual play. And when the game doesn't guarantee that it'll match you up with like your preferred rule set and stuff, it's like why would anyone give a shit about this system at all?
And because this isn't even just the company anymore we're talking about as a whole, it's the specific games.
Mm-hmm.
This reminds me of another point I wanted to make, which I noted separately because it's less of a greedy scummy company thing,
Mm-hmm.
and more of a game design philosophy thing.
Mm-hmm.
Most people know of how Miyamoto influenced games like Star Fox Zero and Paper Mario after Super.
Mm-hmm.
How he pushed for gameplay gimmicks and throwing story to the side.
Mhm.
With all due respect to the man, since he played a huge role in the development of Nintendo and gaming history as a whole, these demands have dragged down their game's potential, and I believe you can see how his philosophy
Oh
is
yeah.
adopted by the company as a whole.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, like I feel like it's has like by itself, it's not bad. Like one like something he really pushes for is for all the games to be different. He's basically fighting Nintendo to be like against Nintendo becoming EA with like FIFA. Like
And I get that.
he makes sure that they're unique and you have a reason for playing the new
Mm.
games, which is commendable and has done a lot of good. But I feel like there's also a lot of bad. Like it's definitely not a perfect philosophy. I feel like it's a
No.
bit too
On
strict.
gameplay is strong, but when you focus on gameplay and put other things to the side and then don't revisit them, that starts to become a problem. Because one thing I felt for a while, with the exception of sort of Legend of Zelda, I feel like basically every Nintendo game has been lacking any sort of interesting story structure, which,
Mhm.
as someone, gameplay is really important to me. But at the
Yes.
same time, nothing really gets me into a game or a world like a really solid story and
Narrative,
really
yeah.
solid world building. And while I think Nintendo can get the world building down because it it's integral to part of the gameplay,
Mhm.
they really drop the ball on the story, and it just leads to
They
it being
definitely do.
dissatisfying.
And not only
Yeah.
that, but that philosophy of theirs has led to the death of several franchises like F-Zero and Star Fox. We're not going to talk about Zero. And well, I mean, actually,
Damn.
we can talk about Zero because that's an example of
'Cause it
why.
dropped the ball.
Yeah, that's an example of why that philosophy doesn't necessarily work. Like people wanted a new Star Fox game on par with 64, but Miyamoto
Instead, they
personally
remade
made this. They remade 64, but added all of this gimmicky stuff with the gamepad, and it's like I don't. Nobody wanted this, and nobody likes this because it didn't pan out well in the end. And so now Star Fox is probably not going to get another game for another 10 years.
Being unique and having a gimmick are widely different things.
Widely different things.
And I feel like that's a really important
A
part of
gimmick
design.
done, a gimmick done right can be great. Something like I'm struggling to think of one. The Metroid Prime trilogy. That one had good aiming on the Wii. Because
Yeah, it utilized the motion
the Wii
controls
Boy,
well. Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Half-Life having no cutscenes and instead having all of them be like in world that you could choose to either view or look away from. I feel like that was one that was actually super influential and changed the genre somewhat of story-driven first-person games, because now instead of having this idea of cutscenes that other games were trying to go for to be more cinematic, it decided we're not going to do cutscenes, and in fact, will very rarely, if ever, restrict the player's like control over the character,
Right.
and instead focus on making the story not just revolve around you, but happen around you. So that way, yes, you're influencing it and everything, but there's other factors at play.
Definitely.
And it made the game feel so much more real, and it made the world feel so much.
It's
easier to
environmental
slip
storytelling, yeah. Metroid used to be
works
known for
so
that.
well. And honestly, you could consider it a gimmick. I'd consider it a gimmick, but I think it's a great example of a gimmick done right, to where it blends seamlessly into the game and makes the game stronger for it.
You know what was once a gimmick? Gyro aiming.
Gyro aiming has panned out well. Splatoon is a
Yeah.
good example
Yeah.
of that.
I think
Oh, yeah.
people have grown more accepting of it, and Sony and Microsoft will probably seek to implement it more. Now that I played Doom 2016 on Switch with Gyro, I don't use it to move around the entire room, obviously, but it makes aiming slightly more precise, and it's just right.
I've
Yeah.
actually seen some tests that have shown that gyro, in a lot of cases, can actually be even more accurate than mouse-based aiming.
I still
if you
personally
get used
prefer
to it.
mouse, but
I
Yeah.
personally prefer mouse as well because I've used it for so long.
Exactly.
But I mean,
Yeah.
looking at other people, if we can eventually get really good gyro control, that might be the way of the future for a lot of FPS games.
Yeah.
If we can find a way to integrate it well, because it just, I'm gonna be honest. Back when I played Splatoon 1, because I haven't played 2 yet. I played 1 a long time ago, back when it back when it came out and stuff. But I used gyro aiming, and it felt really good.
It does.
And, it's still in the back of my mind, stays as one of the things where it's like, it's solid and it works.
Mhm.
And I'd like to see more, especially as we get into VR, more expansions on that style.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Coming back to the points that I was making, I wasn't quite done with the online stuff, but yeah. So the online systems, the way that games basically function online, I think another huge example is Splatoon. I really love Splatoon a lot. I like its gameplay, art style, and its general aesthetic, but holy hell, does it have some of the dumbest design choices for its game modes. If you don't want to play the game on ranked mode, you are limited to one option and one option only: the Turf Wars
Dude,
game
I just
mode.
want to play friendly Rainmaker.
Yeah,
was
that is
so
it.
fun.
That is the only game mode that you are able to play. And so, if there is ever, if you want to play any other game mode, you have to play in ranked. So, in addition to that, the game modes and the maps go on a 2-hour rotation every single day. So there's only 2 maps available per game mode every 2 hours. If there's ever a specific game mode or map you want to play, you are not ever able to play on it unless you are playing with friends. And that includes the game's cooperative hard mode, which it randomly shuts down at specific hours of the day. And I don't know why that is. It's so
There's
stupid.
also Salmon Run.
Yeah, that's
Ooh.
what I was talking about, Salmon Run. That it just shuts
Yeah.
down at random hours of the day, and I do not understand that.
If that happened, like back when I played a lot of competitive Rainbow and was even on like a team that was working to be in some tournaments and stuff, if they did that shit in the game, I don't think anyone would still be playing it, especially not competitively. I mean especially if you were talking about with competitively and stuff, even casually, that is a killer.
Definitely.
And I've loved what games like CSGO and TF2 have done, where even in casual and stuff, you can choose which maps you want to queue for. And something that Rainbow has recently implemented with map banning, where the competitive map list is already smaller than the casual map list. And before you start the game, you're given 3 random maps, and each team can ban one, and then it chooses between what's left over.
Mm-hmm.
So it ends up meaning that there's a lot more skill to map, and you're worried about learning specific maps because it's somewhat random, but it's not really that random, and you still kind of know what you're getting into. And you could play 3 games of the same map in a row and be totally fine with that, and do that then the next day or something. And it seems like there's a lack of that.
Absolutely,
You could go for days without playing a map. And that, even though you're playing for hours on end, and that just seems kind of ridiculous.
It is absolutely ridiculous. And then there's the games that either don't have or initially did not have specific online play or features at launch, like Super Mario Maker 2, which has a cooperative online mode, but initially you couldn't play with friends when it came out, just random strangers.
Oh, boy.
And then I didn't buy the game until I didn't buy the game myself until it was announced that cooperative play with friends was coming to the game. They were able to make their own online systems for NES and SNES multiplayer, but they couldn't let you play with friends initially in Mario Maker 2. I don't get that.
Yeah, I remember that. Oh, dude, I just thought, imagine if you got a random
With the
map when you
strangers.
queued for MVM.
And then you have Super Mario Party, which still doesn't have proper
Oh my
online
god, I forgot
multiplayer.
about that game.
Yeah, despite the enthusiasm for it. You've got people playing like Mario Party games over Parsec, and Nintendo still can't put it in Mario Party.
Nintendo killed Super Mario Party. Like
Nintendo's
honestly,
just bad at online.
if that
They
had
can't-
Mhm.
if that had online, if you could just play with your freaking friends online with Super Mario Party, people would still be playing that game. But
Definitely.
no one's playing
I
the game.
definitely would. I liked a lot of the mini games in there, and that like boat mode, that was a really fun game mode. I didn't play a whole lot of Super Mario Party because you had to have Joy-Cons, and I have 2 pairs of Joy-Cons, and I have, out of the 4, only a single Joy-Con does not have drift. And I mean, some of them have very severe drift, and only one of them
That's
does not
another
have
thing.
any drift. And it makes
Oh,
the game
drift.
unplayable because you can only play them with a Joy-Con,
Right.
which just killed it for me because I at one point I had 2 Pro controllers. I only have one right now because I was borrowing the other one from someone else. But like, I had 2 Pro controllers, and I couldn't play the game.
It's
just
just it's
ridiculous.
really upsetting.
That's another thing. Nintendo's hardware used to be so much more durable. I can't tell you how many times I've dropped my GameCube controllers, my Wii remotes, and even my gamepad.
And they still worked.
Function very well. The gamepad is especially surprising because it's such a bulky beast.
Yeah.
but it
Yeah, and even
works.
that comes with a case.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, like Nintendonium, I think it was the term used.
Yeah,
for
that
it.
used to be a
Something
term.
like that.
Mhm.
Yeah, used to that they were unbreakable, but now with with the Joy, like, oh boy, it's not even like the Switch itself is breaking out. It's like this one little aspect of the Switch, of the Joy-Cons that's killing it. And like, just fix it. Like,
Yeah,
you did
just fix
the
it.
same thing with the Switch. Like, you made a hardware revision to increase the battery. Like, you
Mhm.
replaced the CPU to make it more energy efficient,
Mhm.
which was great. Better battery life is something the Switch definitely needed.
But like,
But
unlike that, Nintendo refuses to believe the Joy-Cons have drift.
Mhm.
it's
They're in a class action lawsuit about it right now, and they're insisting that it doesn't
no, they believe
exist.
it. They believe it, but this is PR.
Yeah,
It is marketing
yeah,
stuff. They
it's marketing
100%
stuff.
are aware of it.
Mhm.
There's no doubt about it. You can't say it doesn't exist.
You absolutely cannot. And then one last big point about them I want to talk about real quick is how they handle their back catalog. Because hey, does anybody here remember the Virtual Console? Anyone remember where you could buy and own older games?
No,
No,
Grandpa.
just me.
Nah,
Oh, okay.
No.
'Cause
I definitely.
I don't.
No.
own the
I want
console,
it
so
back.
They don't exist.
I really want it back because the NES and SNES services are terrible. You're drip fed 2 or 3 games at random, and they're usually games that nobody cares about either. Where are the Nintendo 64 games? Where are the GameCube games? Why do they seemingly refuse to put those up for sale at all? I go on eBay right now, and I take a look at some of the prices of famous GameCube era games, right? Okay, so Mario Kart Double Dash, $40 to $53. Super Smash Bros. Melee, $50. Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness, bids as high as $91.
Jesus Christ.
Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, $100. Chibi Robo, $150. And then the big one, Fire Emblem Path of Radiance is $220 fucking dollars. And
which
these
is a
are
pirate
all
free.
used.
Are a pirate.
These are all used games. This is money that is not going to Nintendo. It's going to dickhead scalpers on eBay. This is money they could be making for themselves, and it makes no sense to me why they haven't handled their backlog in a better fashion yet.
I'd like to point out that there are literally GameCube games that are older than people in this chat
Mhm.
by like up to I think maybe even 5 years, 4 or 5
Don't
years,
call me out like
which
that.
is ridiculous.
Mhm.
And yet they still aren't like I guess Nintendo still doesn't consider them classic games or anything because I think the oldest games that they've even brought to like any sort of virtual console was some of the older N64 games.
That is correct, yeah.
I don't get it. Some
Yeah.
of these things.
And it's like they
They
go
don't-
to. Go ahead. Go ahead.
It just seems it would make them money. I don't think it contradicts any logical design philosophies.
It doesn't.
Why do they not do it?
I
Makes
truly don't
no
know.
sense.
Like, they go to such great lengths to prevent downloading ROMs and stuff, and it's like,
And
why?
they don't provide support.
Yeah,
No,
like, you're
they
not
want
really
you to
giving
go
people
buy an
much of a
N64,
choice as
buy
far
a-
as playing
buy
your
an
back
adapter.
catalog goes. It's
Buy a
it's not like you're
game,
making
yeah.
money either way.
Yeah, they want you to buy the
They want you to-
GameCube,
yeah.
game controller, AV adapters, the game. I mean, you gotta play it original, bro. There's no
It
other way.
feels like
But
bro.
it's like, why? They're not making money at that point. The systems and the games aren't in production anymore. This is all going through
Yeah.
third-party sellers. I just don't
But
get
the
it.
last thing that they released for a GameCube was their Smash Ultimate controllers, which admittedly, when they first came out, were a great deal. Which is why I picked one up because it's so hard to find half decent like non-fan made
Yeah.
or anything.
I had to
GameCube
get a
controllers. So the fact
used
that
one of my own. Yeah.
Yeah, so the fact that they released some is nice, but that's been about the only sort of like preservation or anything that they've done in like years now.
They handle
don't care
preservation
about the
so
history of
terribly.
gaming, and they're willing to practically let it die and
No,
not even
I-
not
okay.
even
Mhm.
try and make any money off of it.
No, I think that I think they have a very specific idea of what people are nostalgic for. I think the reason
Yeah.
they keep selling NES and SNES because that's what all like the 30-year-olds and stuff like, oh, I played that in my youth. So
Mm.
like that's
Yeah. And
No,
that's-
remember.
I-
No, 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 no.
you're
Don't
paying
play the
for
game. We want you to
nostalgia.
remember it. We don't want you to play it, though.
You remember
Yeah,
Pandering
this?
for nostalgia
Yeah.
instead of actually trying to preserve the legacy of gaming
Mm.
in these older games, because there are arguably very important games that came out that have still yet to see any support by them, and there have been older controllers and consoles and stuff that have gotten zero support. I mean, have they done anything with like the original Pilot Wings?
No.
I'm legitimately asking. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure
they-
I'd consider
I don't
Pilot
know.
Wings
if you're
pretty
just talking
important.
about the IP,
Not the
they
IP,
had,
not the
Pilot
IP, the
Wings-
original Pilot Wings.
No.
Consider,
I think it's on.
personally consider
Is
it
it not
important.
on NSO?
I'm not sure.
I don't
I
think it is.
I
think
don't
it's on
actually
NSO.
know.
I think it's on
Well,
NSO.
it might be.
You sure it is?
I don't know. There's so much crap in there. I don't know.
Shovelware.
So much
Yeah.
game,
And
so many
that's
you
the
don't care
problem.
about.
That's part
Yeah.
of the problem.
Who wants to play baseball?
Oh.
Baseball. Ooh,
Ooh, that's a baseball.
That's a baseball.
that's a baseball.
And you
Yeah,
know,
there's-
it feels like a complete 360 coming from the Wii U 360.
Yeah.
Because you could play on the Wii U without modding NES games, SNES games, N64 games, Wii games, DS games,
Mhm.
GBA games,
Mhm.
and older Game Boy games. The only one that was missing was the GameCube for some reason, but you know, you still had a lot. But now you can play Wii, you can play Wii U, you can play GameCube,
Yeah.
you can play N64,
Yeah.
just NES and SNES.
Now all
Oh,
we're
that
s-
Game Boy or
reminds me.
DS.
all we're stuck with now is NES and the scat game on the NES too, the Special Cybernetic Attack Team.
Yeah,
Remember,
like- They,
remember on
they,
Wii U?
they know. They knew they had to sweeten the deal with their online subscription service somehow.
Mhm.
They couldn't, you couldn't have, well, okay, you could, but I guess in their minds they can't have like a virtual console, but then also, well, like what are they gonna advertise their Switch Online for? Like all the other guys are doing, like you buy online, you get like free games every while, like PS Plus stuff and
Yeah,
Xbox
they don't
Gold
do any of that.
Game Pass. Yeah, so like they had, and I like why not just like, why does it have to be so small? Like you already have all this, stuff like fit for like extra, like on the Wii U, like that stuff's ready like to be emulated.
Yeah.
Just like, okay, I don't know how difficult it is, but I mean it
Shouldn't be that difficult. They made a emulator specifically for Super Mario Sunshine to get it to run.
And it's not even that good.
And number one, it's not even that good, but it works. And it was made within like 6 months because that's how long it took to make 3D All Stars.
This is Nintendo we're talking about. They can do it if they want to.
Actually, I was looking at this. The list of virtual console games for Wii U includes NES, SNES, N64, Game Boy Advanced,
Mhm.
DS,
Mhm.
and the TurboGrafx 16. Yet GameCube is nowhere to be found, and I literally remember them re-releasing Wii games that you could buy, because I remember I got Super Mario Galaxy 2
Yeah.
because
the
I had
Wii U,
lost
yeah.
my physical copy somewhere,
Mhm.
and so I rebought, like, it wasn't labeled Virtual Console, but it was basically the same thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, they just completely skipped over like a generation, and they literally even supported a non-Nintendo system
Mhm.
over the GameCube. That's kind of ridiculous to me.
Absolutely. It's
Nintendo does
infuriating.
strange things just beyond any of our comfort. They're unpredictable. You just can't, like, you just can't guess with them. What seems common, like the common sense, like what, like, oh, I mean, of course people would like this, they just don't do. And I think it has something to do, like you see, kind of what you see with Xbox happening now. I feel like, so in terms of being very consumer friendly and oriented, I feel like it's almost directly tied to your public perception. So,
Yeah.
like, think about it. Nintendo had a great reputation
Mhm.
around the Wii area, and as it goes up, their not great practices start piling on more and more with the the terrible Wii U support.
Yeah.
the
It's like I
bad-
said,
all
they're
that stuff.
the richest company in Japan, so they feel like they have an excuse to have ass things.
Yeah, and then you
And they-
and
they
then
keep
you
making
compare
money.
that to Xbox, where they had a terrible reputation,
Mhm.
and they knew the only way to improve that reputation was to start super consumer friendly practices, which will probably lose them money, like Game Pass, like cross saves across all your consoles, like getting rid of DRM at least from that start. Like I feel like it's almost like direct EA. We don't talk about them. They're a different case. But like just in general, I feel like it's consumer friendly oriented business practices are inversely tied to your public opinion as a company. It's
great because
which
it's
it
led to
shouldn't
some
be that
great
way.
stuff. It shouldn't be that way. It's led to some great stuff from Xbox, but it's led to really stupid shit from Sony and Nintendo that they shouldn't
like
be
you
getting
see it
away with.
Sony and
But then
Nintendo
like hyper fans will go out of their way to like protect them and do what they can to support these terrible business practices.
Yeah,
that
that's
need to
yeah.
be, like,
fanboys of anything is a bad thing, because like if you stop thinking critically about where you're getting your content and where you're consuming, where you're spending your money, then you're just gonna get progressively worse and worse, same old stuff. Like you need to you can't get too comfortable with these companies. Like even Nintendo, like you have to be able to like put your foot down and say, no, we got this is not good. We demand better. Which
Absolutely, I definitely agree, and I feel like their Nintendo fans are a bit too complicit with that.
And you know,
yeah.
I wish Nintendo was run by like I think the
Competent
last
people?
president, Tatsumi well,
I agree. I wholeheartedly agree.
I think the last president before Furukawa, Tatsumi Kimishima, he retired not because apparently because he wanted younger blood to run the company, and I think that's a really good thing, and I hope it picks up in the future because it would be great. I once saw a video
new
from
ideas
from Relaxalax, examining one of I think the producer of Super Mario Odyssey, Yoshiaki Koizumi.
Yep.
Who pushed hard for innovations and new ideas. He was also a producer for Jungle Beat and Mario Galaxy. And Jungle Beat, it's not very
not many people are talking about Jungle Beat.
Not many people are talking about that, yeah.
And the congas actually were a decent gimmick, considering how they handled it.
Yeah, but so few games utilized it, and I'm sure it was an expensive add-on.
We need decent ideas like that.
It was a very decent idea, though.
More people like Yoshiaki Koizumi. Imagine if he hadn't been there for creative ideas with Odyssey. Would it have been more standard stuff? Because Miyamoto was still involved.
Who's to say, honestly? It could be very well possible, but yeah, I do think that some new blood needs to be injected.
Boy, we could go on forever, couldn't
we really could. But unfortunately, we don't have forever. We do have Minecraft Steve dropping in about 15 minutes.
Play.
Exactly.
We have a funny man to play.
So we're gonna go ahead and end things here. Thank you all for listening, everybody. But yeah, that'll do it for today. Guys, you got anything else you want to say before we head out?
Subscribe to Lex Chris.
I can't believe y'all are still watching.
Yeah, I can't believe it either. I'm sorry this went on for so long. We had a lot to say.
We have a lot to say.
If you went through the whole video, you are a loyal listener.
Yeah,
Lex Chris, if you're watching, I love you.
If you got to the end of the video, comment
All right, we're gonna go ahead and end things here now, folks.
Comment Clorox in the comments below, so we know the true bird watchers.
Goodbye, everybody.
He got me.
Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.